Welcome everyone. We're here tonight for another Celebrations Around the World program. My name is Lisa. I'm with the Tampa Hillsborough County Public Library and I'm so excited to see you here tonight. Tonight's Celebrations Around the World program is going to take us all around the world to see how different folks celebrate starting the school year. So we're going to take that tour. We're going to see what makes some of these traditions special where they are and how they might be similar or different from some of the celebrations that we have for the beginning of the school year. So first off, just a quick note, as with all of our celebrations around the world, we are just taking a whirlwind tour and just doing a sampling of some of the many ideas that we can find all around the world. So we're not leaving anyone out in particular, we're not highlighting anyone in particular, we're just taking a whirlwind tour around. If you are from a place that maybe celebrates a different tradition, type that into the questions box as well. We would love to hear what you do special for the beginning of the school year as well. All right, and if you want to have some fun with this, one of the library resources that I love to use to get ready for our Celebrations Around the World program is our Mango Languages program. It's a free language learning tool that you can use to either practice a language that you've already maybe started studying or to pick up a new one. So I'm going to do a quick sample here for you and show you how that looks. There we go. So yep, you can see, you can just navigate right through different conversations on there and yeah, give that a go. See what kind of language you might like to learn. And here is our map. These are the places that we're going to be stopping today. We're gonna, as you see, we've quite literally gone across the globe here. So we're making plenty of stops and we're gonna be clipping right on through them. So hang on tight. Hope you're got your frequent flyer miles entered here because we're gonna be making a lot of stops. All right, first of all, our first stop today is in India. So in India, you're going to see a lot of really fun back to school traditions there. Because the school year tends to start during the monsoon season, one of the special presents that kids might get on their way to school is an umbrella. So I have learned that that's often a very traditional present to give for the first day of school. You got the girl in the middle here with her beautiful brightly colored umbrella. And the vocabulary word that I learned for the beginning of the school year from India is Pravesh Utsav, the admission festival. So celebrating getting into that school for the first day. So that was our first stop for India. I also learned that the start of the school year is different depending on if you're in a private school or not. So some of the schools start in April and some of them start in June. And as we know, India is a continent with many, many languages and cultures. So the details of how these are celebrated, even within India, can be very different from one place to another. All right, our next stop is Italy. So we started with an umbrella and we are going to transition our school gear that we're gearing up with in Italy is the Grand Buie, the work smock. So let's see what that looks like. There we go. So in Italy, when you start elementary school or primary school, the kids all wear a smock over top of their clothes. So instead of wearing a uniform, maybe where they would have a matching shirt and trousers, they're going to wear their normal clothes and then wear that smock over top of it to protect it and keep their clothes nice while they might be doing fun projects at school. And that way they all have the same uniform look without having to have a specific shirt and trousers. So that's kind of cool. It almost looks like a colorful wizarding school there. So that is our stop in Italy. In Italy, the school year starts right about the same time ours does. All right, let's see where our next stop is. Next stop, Germany. Germany is where I'm from and where I grew up. So our vocabulary words for Germany are Schultüten and Schulranzen. Let's see what those look like here. So we see on our slide here, we've got some kiddos getting ready for their very first day of school. So the Schultüten, these cones, are special presents and things that the kids get on their very, very first day of school when they start first grade. And that'll be filled with all kinds of sweet treats and small toys and things that they'll use in school. And those can either be bought in the store, or like this kid's got his nice rocket one there, or they can be handmade at home just like that. So filled with all kinds of goodies. And that is for the very first day of school. And so not just for any school year start, just for your very first one. And Schulranzen is what we call the backpacks. So see these sturdy backpacks here? These have kind of hard sides, and it protects the stuff inside really well. And these last for multiple years. So they're pretty hardy and handy. They've got reflector tapes on them to make them extra safe for the kids to walk to school. So those are Schulranzen. So we went from umbrellas in India to backpacks, or to the work smocks in Italy to backpacks in Germany. I wonder where we're going to go next. Next up is, where we go? Tokyo, Japan. So Japan also has a very special backpack for the kids going to school. It's the Randoseru. The Randoseru backpacks. So these are going to be very similar to the German backpacks in that they're the hard-sided, rigid backpacks that kind of help protect the stuff inside. You see they've got colorful designs. And you can sort your stuff into it, bring your homework home, all your goodies. And just like we do here getting ready to school, we've got our parent or our mom here getting us ready to go into school for the first day. So that is our stop in Japan. Keeping on. Where are we going next? Let's see. We are in France. So you know how I just talked about, the mom getting the kiddo ready for school. So similar to us as well in France is that they have a very big back to school season where you might be getting your school supplies, you might be kind of getting ready to readjust your sleep schedule from the summer vacation time to the back to school time. And in France, they call it la rentrée, the back to school, the return. So that is our special stop in France. Let's see if we have, oh yeah, our back to school shopping. So the shops might look a little bit different on the outside, but we're still getting all those back to school goodies there. All right, trucking on through. Oh, next stop is in the Ukraine. So in France, we had back to school shopping, and now look at all these flowers. So the special thing about going back to school in the Ukraine is that the kids go back to school start always on September 1st, which is known as Knowledge Day. It's Knowledge Day in the Ukraine, and a lot of parts of the former Soviet Union celebrate this day as well. So in the Ukraine, you might not even have class on that day, but you're going to go to the school to greet your teachers and to celebrate. And the kids all bring these beautiful bouquets of flowers for their teachers. So they give these flowers to the teachers, and the teachers give them balloons to take home. So we've got all the different ages of kids bringing in the flowers. Here's another celebration I found where you see more of the balloons as well. So I thought that was really pretty. Kids bring the flowers to the teachers, and they get to take home the fun balloons. All right, that is our stop in the Ukraine. Our next stop is in Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan has very traditional, similar tradition to the Ukraine that involves flowers. So in the Ukraine, we had the kids bring these big bouquets to the teacher and taking the balloons home. In Kazakhstan, all the children individually bring 1 or 2 flowers so that the teacher can make one bouquet from all of the flowers that their students brought. So I think that's really cute. So they have this one bouquet that represents all of their students. I thought that was a very neat tradition. In our vocabulary from Kazakhstan is the Jeti Ata, the reciting of generations of ancestors. So in Kazakhstan, it's culturally very important to be able to know all of your ancestors going back at least 7 generations. So you would know those by heart. So one of the things that the kids start learning very early on when they first start school is they practice reciting their 7 grandfathers when they go to school. That is very fun and interesting. We've got the different flower traditions. We've got the different cultural traditions with reciting the ancestors. And now our next stop is we're going to go back the other way again. We are stopping in the Netherlands now. So in the Netherlands, like us, the school year starts in the fall, usually in September. And one thing that I thought was really cool about going to school in the Netherlands is Netherlands very often folks will ride their bicycles everywhere. But if you're a little kid, you might not be big enough to ride a bicycle yet. So in the Netherlands, they have, whoops, went too far, let's go back. There we go. So in the Netherlands, they have what they call bakfietsen. So that is our vocabulary word there. These are a kind of cargo bike. So these would be used for normal day-to-day stuff, grocery shopping, carrying stuff around, but they're also going to be used to carry the small kids to school before they're big enough to ride their own bicycles. I think that is a really fun way to get to school. Kind of jealous, although in Florida it might get a little bit warm. We have landed in Tampa. We're gonna stop back in Florida. So we had the bakfietsen with the cargo bicycles in the Netherlands. And in the US, we have our own ways of getting to school that are very iconic. But let's start off with our pictures here. We see a lot of kids having their signs out for the first day of school, showing what grade they're going to. Maybe it's their first year, maybe it's their first day of a higher year. Always got to get those pictures in on the first day of school, so that's fun. And we have our own special transportation here getting to school too. We've got that beautiful yellow school bus. Kids getting ready to get on it and have fun. There we go. All right, so our vocabulary word for Tampa, being back home, is going to be the hall pass. If you don't have a regular library card yet, you can use your student ID or your student lunch number to check out books at the library. You would just check out with that at the self-checkouts or ask one of the librarians at the desk to check out with your school lunch number. Use your hall pass. You can check out books, physical books, ebooks, use a lot of our digital resources that you can find on our website. So check that out. It's going to be on our website, hcplc.org/kids. It's going to have all the information on that if you're not using it already. And a couple more whirlwind stops here. So let's stop real quick in. We're going to stop first here in Kenya. So Kenya, the school year starts in January. It's going to be a year-round school. Something that I thought was really interesting about starting school in Kenya is that a lot of the students' first language is their tribal or regional language that's spoken at home. But at school, they're going to learn Swahili and English in addition to that language. So these kids are learning 3 languages sometimes starting in the earliest days of school. I thought that was a really interesting and fun fact. That's our stop in Kenya. Let's do a quick stop in Brazil. All right, so Brazil also starts their school year early. So we saw that Kenya started their school year in January. Brazil starts in February. And just like us, they have a big back to school shopping season. And last but not least, we are going to stop in Vietnam. In Vietnam, the first day of school is at the beginning of September, and they celebrate back to school with big, colorful ceremonies and artistic performances and parades by the students and the teachers. So they have big celebrations. I love all these places have big pageants and celebrations for their back to school. They all look like a lot of fun and a fun way to get to know your classmates. All right, let's go on to our next slide here. So while I was pulling up a lot of this information and getting these maps together for you, a lot of the information came from our World Book Kids resource. So in World Book Kids, one of the things that I think is fun is that you can print maps, either ones that already have the names and the words on there that let you know what it is, or you can print completely blank ones so that you can maybe quiz yourself and find out where in the world Carmen Sandiego might be hiding out. So check that out, World Book Kids, hcplc.org/kids. Just scroll down, it'll be right there. And to get to that map section, it's going to be right at the bottom. You'll click on Maps and More, and it'll give you all those fun options. You can print by continent, by country, you name it. All right, let's see what we've got next. Ooh, we are already at our Q&A. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and make sure you're typing those questions in there. If you have any questions about any of the stops that we made today, I know it was a very whirlwind tour. So if I went fast and you missed something, let me know. I can fill it in. Let me ask you this for our audience at home, pop quiz here. Which of these countries do you think has the shortest school year? And which do you think has the longest school year? Let's see if anyone at home might know. So type that into the question box if you like, while we're working on that. I see a few people have some guesses here. Good job. So we had a correct guess for our shortest school year. The shortest school year is in France, and the longest school year is in Japan. So good job, guys. All right, doesn't look like we have any questions tonight. So I guess I did a good job rounding all of that information up. If you have any follow-up questions or you want to find out more information about some of these resources that we talked about today, go ahead and reach out to us, hcplc.org/contact. You can call us at 813-273-3652. If you want to find out more classes that we have coming up and virtual programs in your branch or virtual online, go to hcplc.org/events. And if you want to tell us your library story, hcplc.org/stories. We always love to see your pictures and see what projects you might have done at the library and some of the books that you're reading. So send us that information. Let us know how you're having fun at the library. It's always a fun time. And after this program is over, we will automatically send you our program survey. Fill that out. Let us know how we did. Let us know maybe a different topic that you would like to see us cover in the future. If we haven't talked about it in one of our celebrations around the world yet, make a suggestion. We love to hear what you want to see, and we would love to make a program for that. So definitely give us that information. And without further ado, we will let you get back to your evening. It was so much fun hanging out with you again. We will see you soon back at the library. Bye, friends.